Okay, in this we're going to find the greatest and least values in between a certain range, okay? So for different curves, what you want to look for is look at your boundary conditions, see what your y values are. It's your y values that are going to tell you your greatest and least values, how high up or how low down the y-axis you go, okay? And also if you have any derivatives, if you have any stationary points in between that boundary, okay? So in example 17, we want to find the greatest and least values of y is equal to x cubed minus 12x in the interval for x values between minus 3 and 1, okay? So that really matches up with this curve here. So minus 3 and 1. Now, we know that we're going to have a turning point which is within the range and a turning point without the range. For these questions, you won't be given a diagram. So let's pretend that we don't actually have that diagram. Okay? So let's go ahead and, first of all, let's find the boundary conditions. So let's sub minus 3 and 1 into my original equation. So I'll say when x is equal to minus 3, y is equal to minus 3 cubed minus 12 times minus 3. So that's minus 27 plus 36, which is going to give us 9. Okay, so let me just highlight that. So I've got a y value of 9 just now. Let's go for 1. So when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1 cubed minus 12 times 1. That's 1 take away 12, which is minus 11. Okay, so right now, our maximum value is 9, our minimum value is minus 11. Let's go ahead and differentiate to see what turning points we have in that range. So I'll say that dy by dx is equal to 3x squared take away 12. Find stationary points. So we know that stationary points occur when dy by dx is equal to 0. So we get 3x squared minus 12 equals 0. So that will be 3x squared is equal to 12. X squared has to be 4. So x has to be 2 or minus 2. Now our boundary tells us that I'm only interested in values between minus 3 and 1. So right now I can just ignore that value of 2. Okay, so let's use minus 2. So I can say when x is equal to minus 2, sub that into the original equation, y is equal to minus 2 cubed minus 12 times minus 2. So that's going to give me minus 8 plus 24. So y has to be 16. Okay, so I've got all my y values now. So the greatest one is the biggest y value. So the greatest value is 16, and that's when x is equal to minus 2. The least value is the smallest number, so the least value is minus 11, and that occurs whenever x is equal to 1. And if you look at the diagram, that makes sense. Okay, so we have our biggest value is the turning point. In that range, that's this point here. The least value is the end point, and that occurs here. Okay.